Hey guys, this is Taylor and I'm doing a quick review on the Lenovo Yoga 12, and this is the second gen version of this laptop. This is with the latest Broadwell chipset, and has the i7 5600 and Intel 5500. My first impressions are pretty favorable. It works pretty well, and I'm impressed with the lift and lock keyboard and the snappiness, overall responsiveness of the computer is just fantastic. Very, very quick. It boots up in about 8 seconds. And the docking station I've been using now for about a week straight, and I have not had a single hiccup. It's worked perfectly, no issues at all. As you can see, it's got audio. I don't really know why they put the audio in the front, but there is no audio in the back. So it's the power button, USB 3.0 on the front and back, and then it also has DisplayPort, DVI, several other Ethernet, things like that. Now, this docking station is a hybrid docking station. At least I would call it a hybrid, because it's part native and it's it's part USB based. So, for example, the Ethernet, the audio, the USB, obviously, all of those are actually is part of the device itself. They're not extensions of the ThinkPad. So unlike native docks like you get with Dell and HP, that are simply port extenders, this actually has the controllers for those devices inside the dock, and so you just need to keep that in mind. But really, the dock works perfectly. I have had zero issues. Ethernet's been completely stable. Audio completely stable. And the most important thing is that what this dock does do natively is video. So it's not going through any kind of special drivers or anything in order to render the video. It's simply an extension of the graphics card that's inside of the computer itself, and what that does, it gives you stable, reliable video that's a lot more capable of doing HD video, playing video back, and even gaming, without having to use some sort of cheap third-party drivers or controller. It just uses the internal card. And as you can see here, if I take a look, a step back, you can see I've got actually two external monitors and the laptop. So you can have up to 3 displays. I know it's hard to find this information online, which is why I'm showing this. It was hard for me to actually get Lenovo to say whether or not it would do 3 monitors, but it actually does, and it works fantastic. Again, not a single blip, not a single hiccup. It's been very stable, very reliable. I'm not sure what else I can say. You guys probably already are familiar with the Yoga 12. If not, there's plenty of reviews and information online you can get about what ports it has. I do really like the backlit keyboard, and the 1080p screen on a 12.5 inch screen is really fantastic. I mean, I was a little concerned I would be squinting all the time, but it's just so much more crisp and clear that it's really not an issue. So I found that to work pretty dang well as well. So also, I know some people are concerned about this touchpad right here. If you see, it actually does have a little bit of travel. Excuse me. So if you press it, you can see that it does travel just a little bit. This is nothing like Some of the other Lenovo's have a huge touchpad button that I really do not like. This one has a very short travel on the keys. Right clicking can be a little bit odd sometimes, but overall, overall the trackpad's pretty good. Only a couple minor complaints with that. With regards to gaming, I have tried a couple games. Let's see, I've tried League of Legends and StarCraft, both of which I was able to run a full 1080p with about medium graphic settings. Now, those are not the most demanding titles, but still, it was very enjoyable experience. Playing both of those, pretty smooth frame rates, around 30-40 FPS. So that was pretty good too. And a lot of people have looked at the Yoga 12 and said it's not quite as thin as a couple of the other Ultrabooks. First of all, I don't it's only maybe very, very slightly more thicker. It's almost not even noticeable, especially when compared to like the MacBook Air or the EliteBook 1040 Ultrabooks. This thing is not that much more thick. It's only slightly thicker. It still feels very thin. It feels like a thin laptop when you're holding it. And the 3.4 pounds that this thing weighs is really manageable. It still feels, fairly light. I guess, and I'm coming from the perspective of having used, an EliteBook workstation, which are pretty large laptops. So my perspective might be a little bit skewed there, but for the most part, this feels like a thin, light laptop, and the hinges for the tablet mode work great. It's a smooth transaction or transformation, I guess, from tablet to laptop, and so overall, I would highly recommend the Lenovo Yoga 12 2nd Gen for anyone who's looking for a laptop that you also want to be able to take notes with and use for other purposes except for just a laptop. This really hits the mark. So, yeah, thank you very much.